This week we're going to concentrate on South American weather, where corn is pollinating in Argentina and corn planting is still taking place in Brazil. We're also going to wrap things up this week looking at trends in December corn futures. Hi, this is Brian Basting with Advanced Trading. Let's talk about the corn market. We moved into the last week in February here, and this corn market remains exceptionally choppy and uncertain. Let's start out this week looking at trends in South America, specifically looking at Argentina, where corn is pollinating. Let's take a look at where that corn is produced in Argentina. We're looking at four key provinces here: Córdoba, Buenos Aires, Santa Fe, and Santiago del Estero. About 80 to 85% of the corn is produced in those four provinces. Now, as I briefly highlight here, corn is pollinating in Argentina. That makes weather especially important. Let's take a look at the short-term weather trends. Our slides this week, as usual, are courtesy of T-Storm Weather. Now, we're starting out here looking at a 14-day precip total, a measure of topsoil moisture, if you will, and things are definitely drying out here across those areas, a contrast to the last half of January. Moving on now, we're looking at the next 10 days. Why is that important? Again, corn is pollinating here in that region. Look how dry it's forecast to be throughout the remainder of February here, moving into the first couple days of March. Now let's look at the aggregate precip totals over the next 14 days. Now we're looking at slightly dry conditions. The implication is, while it's probably going to be dry here through the remainder of February, there are some hints that perhaps getting in that first week in March, things might be a bit wetter. Why is it important to focus on Argentina? Because Argentina competes directly with the U.S. in a corn export market. Let's take a look at a possible implication. Now, we looked at this last week, but it bears repeating that during March, April, and May, as depicted here, Argentina corn exports are quite strong usually. Now, we've factored in here the attache projections for 23. Notice those are down from each of the last 2 years, directly related to that potentially smaller crop. What could that mean? It could mean 100 to 200 million bushels more U.S. corn exports this spring. Let's now change our focus to Brazil. Let's take a look at where that corn is produced in Brazil. Now, corn, in contrast to Argentina, corn in Brazil is being planted at the moment. The four key states are Mato Grosso, Paraná, Goiás, and Mato Grosso do Sul. Dominant one is Mato Grosso, and we'll highlight that more in a second, but I do want to highlight one other thing here. In those two states further south, in Mato Grosso do Sul and Paraná, account for 30% of that second season corn production. You'll see why that's important in a moment. Now, looking at Mato Grosso here again, the primary corn producing state, we're looking at planting progress at 50%. Now, the average is about 63%, and last year was 68%. Why is it late this year? Because the soybean harvest is late due to some wet weather. Let's take a look at those short-term weather trends for Brazil. Now, we're looking here further north, of course, a wetter pattern. That green pattern in Brazil is really close to normal, if you will, over the next 10 days. But look at that pink area here, and I want to highlight this again. Looking at that pink area being very wet in Mato Grosso do Sul and Paraná, and we're looking at planting progress nationwide only at 40% here compared to 53% last year. Let's wrap things up this week looking at long-term trends in December corn futures. Now, we've got 1 week left in the crop insurance period here in February. December corn's trading about $5.95 a bushel, or about $1.45 above the 5-year average for this time of year. So we continue to strongly encourage you to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to defend your balance sheet. Now, if you'd like more information, please feel free to contact us at 800-664-2321. We'll put you in contact with one of our risk management consultants who'll be happy to visit with you at your convenience. And remember, we upload every Wednesday. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and never miss an upload. Thanks a lot. Have a good week.